this current dumping, and I can't even call it a dumping because I orchestrated it. I mean, sending my twin flame my journal of the last 3 months, I knew exactly the reaction I was going to get to it. I was going to get a Dear John email, Dear Jane email, whatever. And that's exactly what I got. But this is the first time that I've not sulked around after it's happened. And it happened twice over with my current twin flame. The first time it happened was when we came out of the bubble love stage, where I was told my, I can only think of the French word, my expectations were diluted, basically speaking. In that case, I responded by saying, what expectations? I mean, yes, I was attracted. Yes, I had feelings. But yes, I don't know what's going on any more than you do. And I don't think I'm looking at you any differently than I've ever looked at you. Well, yeah, I probably wasn't. But she was seeing it differently. So there was that time. So that was like a month after we met. Then there was the time, because I managed with that first email to convince her to be my friend. So the second time that it happened was 2 years after that, maybe not quite. And I had gone to see a tarot reader. And something from that tarot reading got me pissed off. So I spoke my mind to my twin flame. And told her that, I don't even remember what I said. All I know is I was trying, the issue was from the end of the first month until 2 years later, we talked about all kinds of things except what was going on between us and within us. And so that tarot reading made me push. And the response was, have a good life. And it was at that time, not long after that, she stopped working in the same building as me. So I didn't get to see her anymore, even in passing. And most of the time, she tried to avoid wherever I was going to be. So that was kind of funny. And I guess it was 2 months after that she was back at work, at the building where I work. And I bumped into her and I spoke to her. And shortly after that, we were hanging out more and more. And it actually progressed farther this time than it had the first time around. Progressed further as in we got closer. And we were actually able to talk a little bit about what we were feeling. But I guess it was in last summer around this time that things started to change again with us. She kept, I was always having, I don't know, I always felt like I was walking on eggshells. I had to, on the one hand, she was telling me that she didn't always want to be the person initiating our seeing one another. But on the other hand, when I did it, there would be no response, or very seldom. And, you could reflect on that and say, okay, because I was doing it too often, but I didn't know how often was the right amount of time to try to be in contact with her. And she was the type of person, I could send a text message and it would take a week to get back to me. And I was the kind of person, if I wrote and said, how about we have dinner tomorrow night, and I don't hear back from her for a week, you can imagine how I was feeling. And the reply was always, oh, sorry, I was busy and stuff like that. But I was the fool who sat around waiting. I wonder why I don't have any friends anymore. I think I pushed them all away because I was waiting on this one. So yeah, this last year, I think I've seen her 10 times. And pretty much each of the times that I saw her, it was enjoyable. But as the time went by, every time that I saw her, I was feeling like I was getting stupid because I was giddy. I was excited because it was so rare that I got to see her that, I was like blah, 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 and not letting her talk. And it just got messy, and it got uncomfortable, and it got unreal. So when she sent me that text message with the YouTube link in it, which I will post the link to that video so that if you like, you can have a look at the message I received without any explanation as to why all of a sudden it was sent to me when I hadn't heard from her in weeks. I mean, we had chatted, texted, but each of those times I initiated it. This was something she sent to me uninitiated, and at a point in time where I was just feeling okay with her not being around, And that seemed to be a theme throughout the 4 years that I've known her. Every time that I got okay with not having her around, that's when she came around again. And it was not through anything that I said or did. She just all of a sudden was around again, trying to contact me. So yeah, so when I got that text message with nothing more than, I hope you're well, have a good night, I was a little bit confused. No. I think I got clear. So I emailed her my journal for the last 3 months, where I talked about twin flames quite a bit, and my confusion, and my upset, and the times that I wished I could talk to her and didn't. And how much I adored her, and how much I loved her, and how I thought that, you know, we could do good work together. And it was always a spiritual thing. It was always I thought this, what I'm doing here on YouTube now, was something that I would do with her. But when I received that text from her, and I replied with my journal as an attachment to my email, I knew 99% that she would react the way she did. And that was to tell me, I can't deal with your expectations, you're manipulative, I feel betrayed, and this relationship is much too heavy a burden for her, and she needed it to end. And could I respect her decision and not contact her again? Which I haven't. So, what's a catalyst? That sure as heck was. So was my married lady 15 years ago. Will I ever end up with somebody that is actually my twin flame? Remains to be seen. Maybe all these catalyst things are that, you know, I needed to get going on my own. I needed to fix myself. I'm thinking that one day my twin flame is gonna stumble upon my videos. And that's not why I've started this, so get it out of your head if you are listening to this. But when the time is right, I think you will stumble upon them. And you'll have come far enough in your own journey to start wondering the same things that I did. And you'll start researching twin flames like I did. And in doing so, you'll find one of my videos. I apologize to everybody else that's watching. I kind of slid off and put a not so covert message in there for my twin flame, but what I don't like feeling is that this was all imagined by me alone. And I know for a fact it wasn't, because we had enough discussions on the subject of energies and magnetism and what is going on, and the fact that her intimacy issues were the reason why nothing ever came of our connection. The fact that my abandonment issues made me a clingy thing that totally made her react to that and want to push me away was, you know, that's part of it too. And it's all a form of catalyst. And it's a catalyst for change within each and every one of us. So I've gone on quite a while on this, and I don't even know if it makes any sense, because when I get to talking about these things, I tend to get absorbed. So, yeah. For those of you who are out there wondering about whether or not this is a catalyst relationship or not, they all are. Don't not be in it because it's going to be a catalyst. Everything is a catalyst. Some are more so than others, but and you know, if you have feelings for somebody, stop denying it. To yourself, stop denying it. Because that's what these catalysts are for, to make us face it. So, anyway. Yakety yakety yak. So, yeah. My twin flame is my twin flame until my twin flame is not my twin flame anymore because it became a catalyst. Because nothing more ever came of it. Or my twin flame is my twin flame, will always be my twin flame, regardless of whether we see each other ever again. Something deep inside of me tells me I'm not going to not see her again. We'll see if that happens. In the meantime, you're stuck with me.